Okay, we have a full body day for you today. So some different exercises than we had the last 4 weeks, right? We're into our second 4-week block here. We are gonna plank again today, so don't worry, that's coming at you here. We have a total of, what was it? 230 seconds. So 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Nice long plank for you. We're getting close to that 4-minute mark, right? So only a minute away from our final goal. But we're gonna do that first today, and then we will get into your full body workout. So I'm gonna get my timer set. So if I did my math incorrectly there, don't hesitate to let me know, anyone. But my math gets 230 seconds to 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
Hey, Matthew. Turn off the voice mic.
Okay, and if everyone's ready there, 3, 2, 1, let's go for it. So 3 minutes and 50 seconds here. That's a long time. So just a reminder, right? Adjust to your knees if needed. If you are finding that this is getting harder and harder, have that incline ready. You can go from high to low and back and forth between as many times as you need to, just shifting your weight, shifting that position here in your 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay, so this is a long time, so just keep pushing through, adjust as needed. We'll get some jokes going here again, although I feel like I'm just repeating a bunch of them by now. Sorry guys, you are 50 seconds in. We've still got 3 minutes to go. I got someone pulling on the door here. Just give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Hang in there. We got just over 2 minutes to go. Okay, I used to work in a shoe recycling shop. It was soul destroying. I'm so good at sleeping, I can do it with my eyes closed. Oops. I thought about going on an all almond diet, but that's just nuts. My friend said to me, "What rhymes with orange?" And I told him, "No, it doesn't." My wife told me I had to stop acting like a flamingo, so I had to put my foot down. I told my girlfriend she drew her eyebrows too high. She seemed surprised. Did I tell you the time I fell in love during a backflip? I was head over heels. Oh, it's heels over head. Sorry, I said it the right way. You've got 55 seconds to go, so just under a minute here. My uncle named his dogs Rolex and Timex. They're his watchdogs. I would avoid the sushi if I were you. It's a little fishy. 5 out of 4 people admit they're bad with fractions. 30 seconds to go. I'll call you later. Don't call me later. Call me dad. I feel like that is only applicable if you're actually a dad. Telling dad jokes. And 10 seconds to go. So just a little bit to push through here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's time. Okay, awesome job, everyone. Sorry for bailing on you there at the start. Just had someone dropping off some stuff here. Okay, a little bit of rest here for you from that plank as I go into our demonstration of our full body workout here. We got a couple new ones, so I will definitely give some options here. I'm gonna need a mat for one of them to demonstrate. So exercise number one is a band lateral walk. So if you have a mini band, that's probably going to be the most ideal. That mini band just above or just below the knees. We're going to enter that half squat, go into those nice big steps back. Okay, if you don't have a mini band, but you have a long band, that works as well. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to step on that band. I'm going to cross it over like an X. I may have to grab a little lower on that band, but then holding that, I'm still going to go into those nice big steps. So I don't want to lead with just a foot. I want to step out nice and wide, keep some tension on. Step out, keep some tension on. I would say depending on the size of space you have, I'd only go 3 to 5 steps one way, 3 to 5 steps back each time, and you'll just work back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. If you don't have any bands at all, long or short, I'm gonna get you to go into a fonda, okay? Just going into that. If that's a little too easy, I could also choose to do that from a plank position, okay? Or from a side plank position, I mean. That, if you're doing the fondas, you're gonna work one side per round. So one side on round one, other side on round two. Exercise number 2, this is new. If you have a chair, a couch, a bench, anything that you can push off of here, that's about all you're gonna need. So we're gonna actually come down to the ground. This is gonna be a glute ham raise push off. So the goal here is to work the hamstrings and the glutes. I'm gonna come into a kneeling position. I'm gonna let myself fall forward, whoops, off of something that's very sturdy, okay? So keeping a full straight line from my knees up to my shoulders. I don't wanna bend in the hips at all here. I'm gonna lean forward, I'm gonna push off and squeeze through here. Lean forward, push off, but I'm focusing on that squeeze. So I don't wanna just push, relax, right? I'm not doing a sloppy push-up. I wanna focus on, as I push off, I wanna contract through the glutes here and the hamstrings to kind of help pull me back into that full stand. Lower yourself back down, push back. So it's a little bit of a slower, I'm not pushing too hard off that I fly back, but trying to squeeze those hamstrings and glutes. If that's something that after you try it, it's just not working for you, we can also flip back over into just a normal glute hip thrust. Okay, so just going up into that hip thrust. That would be the other variation if you don't have something to push off of, or you just can't seem to get those activated with that push, that squeeze. If you can get that squeeze, those are really effective. Okay, exercise number 3 is a tree planter. So depending, if you have a dumbbell, right, the tree planter, or we used to call them grave diggers, we just kind of put a more positive spin on that. Up to the shoulder, press it overhead, down to the shoulder, back down. Up, overhead, down, back down. So it is kind of 2 movements. It's shoulder, overhead, shoulder, down, versus just a scoop, right? I want to break that down into those different positions. If I don't have a weight that's doable for that, I can also, if it's easier to do just that single arm press, I can do a single arm press with a band. So if I don't have any weights, but I have some bands, right? I can do that with a band as well. So then we're gonna try and go for a single arm press though, instead of that double arm. So that single arm, pushing up, and then we would work the other side on round 2. So remember, I don't have to just loop it. I can either step further on the band, right, to change my tension. I can step further on versus right through the edge, right? Or I can grab lower versus holding in the edge. So just adjust your tension there if you're doing that with a band. Okay, next we've got kettlebell swings. Remember, a kettlebell swing is an explosive movement. Anytime we add explosive movements, there is a little bit more risk. So if that's something that, you know, every time you do kettlebell swings, you feel lower back pain or you feel a strain somewhere, then I recommend that we switch to something a little bit more controlled so we can focus on the right muscles versus doing that explosive movement, okay? If you've got it, the kettlebell, right, we're going into that swing, little wider stance for that one, right? So hips go back, squeeze the glutes to come forward. Keeping in mind though, I'm only coming to a full stand. I want to make sure I'm not heaving back, right? As soon as I can walk those hips through, that's as far as I want to go. You don't want the shoulders to come further back. Sometimes tucking the chin a little bit there will help. It's really hard to heave the shoulders back with the chin tucked. But I can also go into that controlled just RDL. So working those hamstrings and glutes. Keep in mind there, we want a nice straight back. We don't want to round, we don't want to squat, right? Straight back, shoulders back, hips go back, chest comes forward, squeeze through here to bring you back up. Hips go back, chest comes forward, squeeze to bring you back up. I can also do that with a band, right? So either stepping on it single and then just grabbing higher and lower to stand up, hips back, or I can double that up, right? Step on both, then I've got those natural little handles on the side, hips back, come through, hips go back, and come through, okay? If anyone needs another variation that we didn't give there, please let me know. And then finally, we've got some core work with some sit-ups. You got all that rest time by the time you get through all of that from your plank, before we get into those sit-ups. So if you need to, if you've got a couch or something there to lock your feet under, you can, right? The goal here would be to come all the way up into that full sit-up. Nice tall posture, don't think about punching too much, right? I want to come all the way up, chest through, back down, all the way up, chest through, and back down. If that, you can also go straight leg, right? Listen up, you bend knee, exhaling as we come up, back down, exhaling as we come up, back down. If that's something that just doesn't work for you, you can either do that hollow hold or dead hold, right? Or we can switch that to some 90-90 crunches. Okay, if anyone needs an alternative here that I haven't given, please let me know. But otherwise, we're just gonna get going. We're gonna go twice at each, and then we'll rotate through this 2 times. Okay, so starting with that band lateral walk, right? If you don't have a band, lying down into that leg raise fonda. 1 minute here, or 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. If everyone's ready, and oh, we didn't warm up, guys. Sorry, that's my bad. Let's start with a jog on the spot. I'm getting ahead of myself now. Little jog on the spot there. We're gonna give it a little bit more spice today. We're gonna go from a few steps to the left, bring it back, back to the other side, bring it back. Now we're gonna go backwards, and forward, and backwards, and logs or anything. Okay, just back to a jog. Good, let's get some arm circles in. So 10, getting slightly bigger as you go. And then switch directions. So starting small again, getting slightly bigger as you go. And so nice and wide, open up that chest a little bit, squeeze the back. Good, let's go for some toe touches. So instead of reaching with your shoulders, think nice straight back, hips back, just sliding down your legs, hips go back. Just getting those hamstrings and glutes warmed up a little bit. And good. Okay, let's go into some standing crunches. Let's go 6 per side here, total of 12. Just pulling in each time you go into that opposite side, connecting. Good, we're gonna do one more here. Arms up, I'm gonna exhale as I pull my shoulder blades down and together. Arms up, pulling down and together. Let's go for 6 of those, and then we'll get started. As I jump the gun there right off the hop. Okay, so now we're gonna start with those lateral walks. So mini band either just above the knees or just below, depending on the band tension you have, right? The lower down you go, the harder that band's gonna feel versus the higher up, the easier it's gonna feel. But making sure we're getting those nice, big steps. Okay, 40 seconds on the clock here. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So get into that little bit of a squat, right? Just a bit, and then going for about 3 to 5 steps one way, 3 to 5 steps back, trying to maintain that height, right? You're not coming up and down, you're just moving laterally. Nice work, everyone. Ten more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, if you're using a mini man, keep it on because we're gonna go into this one right again, right? We're going 2 back to back.
What are we doing?
So if you were doing the fondas on the ground, right, just make sure you switch to the other leg now. 2, 1, and let's go again. So back into that walk. Okay, try and challenge the width of your step, right? Nice and big steps here. If you're feeling like it's not super challenging, right, just bring those feet out bigger, making sure that the whole leg's coming out, not just the foot flaring out. Nice work, everyone. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and good. Okay, you're done with the band for now. We're coming down to the ground for those push-ups. Right? This does, like I said, take a little bit of concentration on as I push, I want to squeeze my hamstrings for everything I got. So I push off, squeeze to come back. Okay, push off, and let's go for it. So going into that little push, but focusing on that hamstring contraction. Yeah, you're going here, everyone. Yeah, you might need to try and come up a little slower, right? Maybe it's less of an aggressive push off. Extend your arms and let it go. Right, big breath in. You're gonna exhale as you push and squeeze. 10 more seconds here. Nice work, everyone. This is a tough one, but you got it. And rest. So if you didn't feel it, right, you can definitely try again. We're gonna come back through this, or you can switch to that foot, like that regular hip thrust, right? You can come down to the ground and go for those thrusts as well. Okay, so if it's not working for you, don't be scared to switch that up. And let's go, round 2, right? So maybe I need to go a little further away to get more of a pull back, right? That's another way to do it here. But keep that core braced. Squeeze as you come through. Everyone's sticking with it here. Think about keeping that nice straight line, right? Your glutes, your hips are locked in. They're not bending at all. They're locked through as you squeeze those glutes. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and good. Okay, awesome. Next, we're going into those tree planters. So down into that kneeling position with a weight, right? If you don't have a weight, but you have bands, you can definitely go into that standing press, right? But this would be up to 1, over, down, and then I alternate the sides I'm coming up to. And let's go. So Esther, you can just do this one up to the shoulder, right? So just come up to the shoulders. Don't feel like you have to press overhead. If you can't do that full extension through the arms, right? The overhead's the problem. For anyone else, right? You can just come up to the shoulder, back down, but make sure you're alternating the shoulders. Nice work. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and switch or rest. Okay, so we're gonna go through that again. If you have weights to adjust there, you can, right? If you're doing that single arm press, you can all make sure you switch to the other side here if you've got a band. 5 seconds, we're going second round of this one. 2, 1, and let's go. So use those hips if you need to. If your weight's a little heavy, right? Use the hips to pop it up, bring it down. Use those hips to pop it up and bring it down. If that weight's a little bit on that heavy side, but still doable. Nice work, everyone. You got it. 10 more seconds here. 2, 1, and good. Okay, next we've got kettlebell swings or RDLs, right? So that hip hinge is what we're going for here. We're working a little bit more hamstrings and glutes. We're hitting those hard today. But just remember, if the explosive variation doesn't work well for you, right? That popping, that carrying that momentum, bring it into that controlled version. Shoulders are set back. We're just moving the hips back to bring the chest forward, keeping that weight right along the legs. Okay, 2, 1, and let's go. So either into that explosive or into that very controlled. If I've got a band, I'm standing on that band. Same thing, just increase the tension as needed, but make sure you're coming to that full squeeze of the glutes at the top. Nice work, everyone. Good work. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, we got a second round of these too. So if you did swings on round 1 and you need to switch that RDL on round 2, that's okay, right? If you were still doing RDLs, you can just keep going with that. Swings, you can make it a little bit harder based on the amount of force that you get, that momentum, right? Carrying it a little bit higher, but keep in mind, we want to control it. And let's go. So next round here. If your weight's really heavy, don't feel like it has to get high, right? As long as we're squeezing the glutes, bringing the hips through, that's fine. If the weight's manageable and you're getting a little higher, that's okay too. Just maintain control, brace the core, squeeze the glutes. Nice work, everyone. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, final exercise here. The first 2 rounds, we're down to the ground for those sit-ups. So remember, right, I can lock my feet under something if I need to. I can go straight leg or bent knee, whichever is more comfortable for you. Or I can go into crunches. 2, 1, and let's go. So I'm gonna exhale as I come up. Big breath in, exhale as I come up. Trying to sit up into tall posture here. Those cores are getting so strong with all that planking. This should be no problem. Don't forget to breathe, right? You can go into that hold or into those crunches as an alternative here. Nice job. I see heads coming up and down, so it's a good sign here. 10 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, we'll get 20 seconds rest here, and then we're going through that one again. So just remember that breathing, right? We want to exhale because we want to pull in. We don't want to push out against the abdominals. Okay, we want to exhale as we pull that belly button into the spine, pulling ourselves up into that seated position. Or into the crunch position. 2, 1, and let's go again. So big breath out. Bring it back in. And exhale as you come up. Last one here before we head back to the start of the list. Ten seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, awesome work, everyone. So we're gonna go back through the list again and get a little bit of rest here, but then we're gonna go right back into it. If anyone needs an alternative, if round 1 and 2 didn't go great, right? You need something different just to make sure you're feeling it in the expected areas, let me know. But otherwise, we're gonna keep cruising here. About 10 seconds here, just to grab something to drink if you need it, and then we're back into that lateral walk. Is that working for you, Rebecca, with that one?
Yeah, it is.
So you could probably cross them over still too, unless you were planning on it.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, and let's go, everyone. So back into that half squat, right? As we take those big steps out. Remember, we're stepping with the whole leg out, nice and wide, bring it back in. Out, nice and wide, bring it back in. Ten seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, awesome work. 20 seconds here. We're gonna do that one more time, and then you're done with that band for today. Just looking at what our finisher was, because I didn't remember what we had programmed. We got some good stuff for you. 2, 1, and let's go again. Back into those lateral steps. If that's a little too easy, right, lowering the band just a bit will make it harder. If it's a little too hard, right, bringing the band up a little bit or shortening the steps, right? So there's ways to make it both harder or easier as needed here. Ten more seconds, everyone. Those are some nice, good steps here. Keep it up. 2, 1, and done. Okay, we're back into that push off now. So remember, if you tried it 2 rounds and it didn't work for you, go back to your hip bridges or hip thrusts, add some weight if you need to. You can keep a mini band on your knees if you need to, right? But for anyone doing that push off here, big breath in. And like I said, maybe do it a little slower as you push and squeeze versus a big thrust. And let's go. So down, push off, squeeze to bring you back up to that full tall kneel position. Back down, squeeze. Whew, I like how many of you are sticking with it. That's awesome. I'm glad that's working for you. Yeah, just remember, the key here is that the hips are stuck through, right? We're not heaving down, we're lowering ourselves down. You can even do it from a full push-up position. I can't. I do not have the arm strength to get me up far enough from that. 2, 1, and rest. So yes, if that push-off is a little too easy, but you are feeling hamstrings, the lower down you get for your push, if you have ways to adjust the height, that will make it harder as well. Okay, 5 seconds here, last round of these. I know that's probably not the easiest thing to adjust your height on, but, and let's go. So into that kind of push-up ready position, but focusing on that squeeze to pull you back. Squeeze. Nice job, everyone. Ten more seconds, and then we'll switch it up. And rest. So your band overhead press, if you're using a band, right, you can even do that from a kneeling position here, just kneeling on the band instead of standing on it, going into that press, right, that push up. You can do that with the tree planter, right, up and over. Just making sure we're alternating shoulders here, and go for it. So up, over, back down. Up, over, back down. So I'm always fully extending through the arms for the start of each rep, bringing it up to the shoulder, full extension overhead, back down, extend those arms. Up, over, back down, drop down. Nice work, everyone. 10 more seconds. And rest. Okay, we got a second round of those coming up. So if you happen to be doing anything single-sided here, just make sure we're switching. Want to work both sides? 5 seconds. 2, 1, and let's go for it. So back up and over. Nice work, everyone. Don't forget to breathe through it, right? Big breath in as you kind of, and then exhale as you push, right? But take that big breath in as you bring it up to the shoulder. Nice job, everyone. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, awesome. We're going back into the swings or your RDLs. All right, either one here, just making sure that we're maintaining a good neutral spine, right? Straight back, shoulders back, and we're bracing with the core. Okay, those are a couple key things that are gonna protect that lower back, bracing and shoulders back. And let's go for it. So either into that swing again. Right? Remember, I don't have to get super low. I just have to get the hips back so I can pop forward. Same thing with the RDL. I need to move the hips back, chest comes forward so that I can squeeze to bring me back up. Awesome job, everyone. Don't forget to breathe here, right? 10 seconds. And rest. Okay, we got round 2 of those. Okay, so a little bit of rest here. We're gonna go one more time, and then we're back to sit-ups. At least it's not a plank. It's gonna be my new thing every time we have a core exercise. At least it's not a plank. 2, 1, and let's go again. Back on those swings or that RDL. Hang in there, everyone. Big breath, right? Big breath at the top. Lower yourselves down. Exhale as you pull back through. That breathing plays a big role in just that core bracing and how that feels. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and good. Okay, we're back down for sit-ups, crunches, or a hold. Lots of options there for you. And let's go for it. So again, big exhale as you come up. Lower yourself down. Exhale as you bring yourself back up into that seated position, right? Or into the crunch position, right? Exhaling, holding for a little bit longer on a crunch, right? That range of motion is really short. They're really quick. Nice job, everyone. Just keep breathing through it. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Okay, one more set of those, and then we are on to your finisher for today. Who's happy the plank got moved to the front and we don't have to do that after all of this work? There's a couple hands, okay. 2, 1, let's go last round here, everyone. Last 40 seconds. We're on sit-ups, Mary. Nice work, everyone. 10 more seconds. 2, 1, and done. Okay, awesome job. Short little rest here. I'll go over a finisher. We kept the format, the 5, 10, 15, 10, 5, but the exercises did change a little bit. So if you need that rep stream staying the same, you do not need a lot of weight for the first movement. We've got plate 8s, which I'll demonstrate what that looks like. We've got squats or jump squats. Depending on how much you want to push that, right? If the jump isn't a problem for you, definitely recommend doing that on the first round or two, maybe not for the round of 15, depending on how you're feeling, and then bicep curls. So plate 8 is grabbing a weight. This does not have to be heavy. So this is more about movement through the shoulder joint. So even just grabbing something close by just to hold doesn't have to be a lot of weight. I'm going to make a figure 8. Right? So I'm going to go into that figure 8 range of motion here. So it's a lot of work through the shoulders, especially once you're doing 15 of those. Because if you think about it, the full figure 8 is 1 rep. So 2 little loops here, that's 1 rep. So 5 and 10 is going to feel probably a little easy, but again, that 15 is going to add up. So don't feel like you have to be holding a lot of weight. I was holding a 5-pound here, and I'm pretty sure I was going to feel that by the time I got through 15 of them. Jump squats or body weight squats next. Right, if I'm going into that jump, just making sure I'm landing with soft knees, always landing to absorb the impact, or just regular squats or weighted squats. If you've got that mini band, you can always use the mini band around the knees for the squats as well. And then finally finishing off with bicep curls. So I can either go 1 in each hand or 1 in both, right? Or if I just have 1 and that's pretty easy, maybe I do 5 on one side, 5 on the other, and then 10 and 10, and maybe for 15, I hold it with both. Right? Any mix up there, this is just your finisher. The goal here is just to work for 15 or for 5 minutes, not 15 minutes. So remember, you can adjust for yourself on any position here, okay? So 5 minutes on the clock, 5 reps of all 3 of those exercises on round 1, 10 reps of all 3 on round 2, and 15 of all 3. If you are going single arm for the bicep curls, that is per side, okay? 5 minutes on the clock, 3, 2, 1, and let's go for it. So into that figure 8 motion, right? Nice full range of motion, nice full figure 8. You're not skipping it, right? Every time you get back through that entire 8, that's 1 rep. So think mostly about moving through the arms on those, not a lot through the rest of the body. Awesome job. Onto those squats are next. Yeah, 5 squats, followed by 5 curls. Once you're done your curls, you're back to those figure 8s. So yeah, with the figure 8s, if that's what you're back to, remember most of the movement's happening through the arms, not a ton through the body, right? We don't want to get crazy here. We want to move through the shoulders. So 1 minute into your 5. Nice work, everyone. Yeah, so it's 5 on everything, then 10 on everything, followed by 15 on everything. Nice work. Don't forget to breathe here on everything else too, right? You're still breathing on those curls. You're still breathing on those squats. There's no real right or wrong place to breathe on those figure 8s. All right, that's kind of a continuous movement. 2 minutes in, 3 more minutes to go. Nice work, everyone. You are officially halfway through our 5 minutes, so another 2.5 to go. Then we'll stretch and call it a day, or at least the workout portion of your day. Two minutes to go. Keep breathing through. Just remember, as you get tired here, just pace them out. They don't have to be fast reps. Try and keep moving, keeping that good form, right? We're still extending through the elbow on the curls. We're not rotating, right? We're taking that big breath on the squats, making sure we're still dropping down to the squat, not just doing a little hop. Nice work, everyone. 90 seconds to go, so a minute and a half. It's practically nothing. You're planking for double that, more than double that. Nice work, everyone. We are at your final minute, so just push through as many as you can here in this last minute. If you're already down to your 5 rep round again, then go back up to 10, right? We keep moving through the whole thing here. There's no actual end to the sequence other than when 5 minutes happen. Thirty seconds to go. Nice work. 15 seconds. You got time for a few more reps of something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, awesome. Quick stretch here. I've got another session coming up, so this one took a little longer, but that's okay. So go through a quick stretch, and then that's it for your Wednesday workout. Let's bring those shoulders back. We did lots of upper body here still in that finisher and in our workout. Just rotating those shoulders back. Focus on that deep breathing. So if it helps you just kind of pace on the spot, either forward or backward, whatever works, feel free to do that. Deep breath in and out, regardless of the stretching position. We're gonna stretch out those triceps a little bit. So we worked them hard yesterday, and we definitely worked them a little bit again in some of these movements here today. Deep breaths in and out as you give that just gentle tug here. How's everyone's arms feeling? Anyone who joined me yesterday? Fantastic. It's hard to tell what anyone's saying or smiling. Okay, we'll switch it over to the other side.
Definitely feeling yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, good. Let's stretch out that upper back a little bit. So arms in front, we're gonna exhale to push. Just that deep breathing in and out. Nice, relaxing stretch through that upper back as we kind of round and push away. About 3 or 4 full breaths in and out there. Okay, next I'm gonna give myself a nice big hug. I'm gonna tuck my chin, and now I'm gonna think about bringing my shoulders forward. So this isn't pushing the hips out, I'm gonna bring my shoulders forward. Once I feel a gentle stretch in that lower back, I'm just gonna hold that position and go for, again, about 3 or 4 breaths in and out. As you exhale, you might go a little further forward, but just a gentle stretch through that lower back is what we're looking for here, that's it. Good, we'll come on up out of that. Let's come down into a kneeling position. Yeah, or actually it'll be more of a half kneel. So I'm gonna get into a half kneel here. I'm gonna bring my one heel out. So soft bend in the knee. I'm gonna push my hips back, lean forward a little bit. So that should give you that stretch in the hamstring here. I might need to lean forward a little bit more. I can even reach down to the ground, but I only want a gentle stretch here through that hamstring, the top back section of your leg. So thinking about sitting back and then chest forward should help you get that. We don't want to feel too much in the back of the knee. This isn't intended to be much of a calf stretch, though you might feel some there as well. And then let's switch it over. So bring that other foot forward. Same thing, I'm gonna come up on my heel. I'm gonna push the hip back as the chest comes forward and just leaning as far forward as I need to get that gentle stretch. Okay, we're gonna come down for one more, all the way down to the ground now. Oh, you can see me. I'm gonna lie down on our back. I'm gonna stretch the side of the glutes a little bit. So I'm gonna bring that one knee up. I'm gonna pull this leg across. So by keeping that knee up and holding that hand as I pull, I should feel it to the side of the glutes, which is definitely what gets some work in those lateral walks. Deep breaths in and out. Back to the middle and over to the other side. So same thing, keeping that knee up at that 90-degree angle, even though you're pulling it across, you're not letting the leg extend is what I'm talking about there when I say keeping the knee up. Okay, we're gonna call that it for today. Thanks everyone for joining me, and I'm sure we'll see you again later this week.